folks, and welcome back. Today we have this mighty Mickey, which is basically the same as this older bread loaf Mickey. This one was built following the end of production of the Mickey, the bread loaf one, and it dates from around about 56 onwards. The tuning is different on this one. This one seems to have all the red numbers down the bottom here, all in a jumble. The transfers for these radios are very, very soft. So when you clean them, you can't do anything with them basically. You just have to wipe them off with maybe a damp cloth or something like that, dipped in water. They're very, very fragile, and the lettering comes off at the drop of a hat. Both the radios have the same basic chassis in them. That is the permeability tuning, which, as we saw in this radio, proves to be a little bit of a fiddle. And it still can't get the tuning to work properly and align it on the dial. Hopefully this one will be a bit better, but who knows until we get into it. This doesn't have the original knobs. These are off of something else, I reckon a radiogram or something like that. The GA also had those knobs on them, so they must have had a job lot or a couple of stereograms that were wrecked. This one is in what they call a polystyrene case, and it's supposed to be strengthened according to the label on the back. If you can read the label. For extreme durability, this cabinet is moulded of especially toughened impact polystyrene, but it's still melted. So it has some work done on it there, and this is all melted down here. It's got an interesting system of clips. So it clips in at the top there, and oops, then there's these metal clips down here, which I think are fairly hard to get off because the metal isn't that springy. So let's take it apart and have a look inside. This is quite different to the Mickey in that the basic layout of it has been cheapened down quite considerably. They've used the minimum amount of materials that they could. I guess at this stage they were in bed with Pi of England, and television was around at the time, so they made these as cheap as possible to keep on selling them. So this one has the same permeability tuning as the other one. Just that light over. So that system there, the sled, but instead of being mounted up high like the other one and on a separate rail that tipped, this one is a lot flatter. So this is on a plastic base, or resin base maybe. And it actually slides along the bottom of the top of the chassis. Underneath, if I can move this around without dropping it, it's fairly similar layout, although the caps have been shrunk a little from the previous era. So this looks like a pretty cheap set. Still a 4-valve set. There we go. So this is quite tight. So you can see where the sled has been scraping across the chassis there. Okay, so as usual, I'll replace the capacitors and we'll be back. So I'll rig up a temporary power cord to this and I'll be back. Let's see if it works. Here we go. I've got the dim bulb working again. So it's down on the floor, out of sight for you, but here we go. So we don't appear to have anything here. We're up at about 180 volts and there's no life from it. Although that tube or valve is glowing. I'm getting a slight click. This one's getting warm. This one's stone cold. And that one's stone cold as well. So I'll bring it up a little bit more. So that's 210 volts and it should be working. So this output transformer is dated 13th of August 1957. What I'll do then is I'll turn it off and replace the power caps and we'll be back. Just out of curiosity, I've changed this globe here and we'll see how that goes. So the 6.3 volt rail will be working, which is always good to see. I've replaced the two power caps, so let's see what it does now. Absolutely nothing by the looks of it. So I've replaced the power caps on it and let's see what it does now.
On a beaucoup de chance pour le moment et on espère que ça va rester comme ça et on souhaite la meilleure des chances à nos compatriotes partout en Australie.
No, you're not going mad, but that is SBS radio on AM, so they play some quite interesting French stuff at this time of the day and this time of the week. So I eventually got this working. I had to pinch a valve out of the other Mickey. It was this 6AD8. That's the problem. So I'll order another one of these because I don't have any of these in stock. They're quite a common valve, so they should be easy to get. There is, however, a major hum on this radio, so I don't know whether you can hear it or not. We'll fix that eventually. This is just to get it going. Seems to be quite sensitive again, like the other one. I'm not sure what's happening with this tuning dial. Shouldn't really be picking up by the transformer.
Like Monaco would be to anyone else.
Fraîchement.
It's a bit of a triangle, the fluid just straight, and I want to be with horses that have won down the straight.
Yeah, well, the way game was good the other day down for the first time. So you think maybe natural ability,
But that's the away game.
No apologies for being a strong-willed woman.
Sure, the 18 goals shouldn't be that.
Sexual coercion and assault.
Nowhere else like the Victorian Spring Racing Carnival.
That should be fixed. No balls should be checked by the third umpire and
a little bit of space mixed in there as well. I really like that.
Yes, there would be things if you wanted to, but your initial...
God, I don't see a problem with people deciding to walk, but I see the flaw because there's going to be times that you get where you believe that you didn't.
So these radios seem to be surprisingly sensitive, although this one isn't quite as sensitive as the other Mickey that I did the other week. It is no doubt sensitive. So what I'll do is I'm going to put this one to bed and put the case back on it, see if I can fix up this globe here, and take this valve out and get this new one. Okay, so until next time, we'll see you around.
Certaines formes de distanciation sociale, mais sinon, on a beaucoup de chance en Queensland pour l'instant. Ça devrait bien aller.
Absolument, parce que j'imagine qu'il y a eu beaucoup d'impact du Covid sur vos activités théâtrales depuis mars de l'année dernière.
Mon Dieu, Jean-Noël, ne me le rappelle pas. Écoute, en fait, c'était une espèce de roller coaster parce que les règles changent toujours, donc on avait très, très, très hâte de se retrouver. Depuis que notre dernière pièce a été annulée, on a quand même eu la chance de se revoir, donc on a quand même fait des répétitions de théâtre en ligne sur Zoom. On a pivoté, c'est le mot de l'année, je pense, comme beaucoup de théâtre et beaucoup de lieux de travail. Donc, il y a eu des rencontres et des répétitions en ligne. Même tout dernièrement, lorsqu'on avait un petit snap lockdown de 3 jours à Brisbane, on a quand même pu continuer. Et voilà. Et quand il n'y avait pas trop de restrictions, on a fait des cours de théâtre en personne aussi. Donc, c'était super parce que le théâtre... c'est bien pour l'auditoire, mais c'est aussi une famille pour les acteurs. Donc, c'était super bon pour la santé mentale et le bien-être de tout le monde de pouvoir se voir et continuer à nourrir notre passion, même quand la vie n'était pas tout à fait normale.
Absolument. Je vois aussi que beaucoup de compagnies sont en train de filmer leur production juste au cas où il y a un petit pépin.
Ça serait mon rêve, Jean-Noël. D'ailleurs, si dans tes auditeurs, il y a quelqu'un qui est bon avec une caméra et qui veut nous faire un bon prix, on adorerait faire ça. Ceci dit, théâtre en ligne.
And it's becoming very, very hot. So I'm going to switch it off, and as I said before, put it to bed for now. So goodbye for this video.